Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. My name is Roxanne Wilson, and today we're in the fourth quarter. I wish I had a football. I'd be like, because we are officially, if you're listening to this in time, you're officially in the fourth quarter of the game. The game is 2020 and it is your business. And today we're going to break down exactly what you need to do to be the most successful you for your team and for your business in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. The holiday. I did that again, didn't I? Sales strategy workshop is great news coming back, and why you ask? Well, because the demand was so high, A. B, the seats got filled up very quickly. And C, I know some of you, while September was a fantastic time to start working on your holiday sales strategy, you just weren't ready. And so if you are like, I missed it, I need that. Okay, I'm ready. What do I need to do to make the holidays the best they can for my business? I encourage you to go to socialstoriesmembership.com/holiday and get all the goods on the dates of the upcoming workshop. So you can get the skills that you need, you can get the strategy that you need, as well as a robust workbook that gives you all the things that need to get done and a worksheet to help you guide yourself through each and every, or spreadsheet, I should say, each and every day of the holiday, because holidays are key to your success. Find out more information at socialstoriesmembership.com/holiday. Can't wait to see you in a live workshop soon. Well, it's fourth quarter. How many of you love sports? Some of you are like, I don't, Roxanne, not my game. I'm a sports lover. I love football. I love college football more than professional football. Yes, I said it. But I love the game. Growing up, I was in swimming, so we didn't have fourth quarters. But I'm all about it. I'm here for it, and I love it. And I think it's so apropos that in business, we also have something called the fourth quarter of the year. Quarters are something that we use to measure time and whatnot. And what I found is while we talk about the fourth quarter of the year when it comes to the corporate world, they did all the time on radio and home shopping, whatnot. For some reason, network marketing, I believe that corporate talks about fourth quarter, but fourth quarter isn't really discussed on the distributor or the consultant level. And I say, dare I say, I challenge that it's time for you to start thinking about your business in quarters, and no better time than right now. And it just so happens that it is the fourth quarter. Now, you don't have to have a business degree to understand the brilliance of the fourth quarter. Well, let's go back to football. What happens in the fourth quarter of a football game? Well, the winner is decided. You can lose every single other quarter, but you come back in the fourth quarter and you are the winner. And so I love the aspect, because the same thing with business. You think about, for example, Black Friday in its origination. Black Friday was the day after Thanksgiving, the day that businesses got out of the red after 3 quarters and a good chunk of change into that fourth quarter. That day was the day they officially got out of the red, and everything else was in the black. And in business terms, black is making money, yeah, is profitable. Red is not profitable. You're losing money. And note that didn't happen traditionally until the day after Thanksgiving. There's not much left. There's like a month and some change. So anything can happen in the fourth quarter. If you're looking at your 2020 and you're saying, this did not go well, Roxanne. In fact, it was like, or it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Or I've just been really focused on, was it what anyone thought it was going to be? But I've just been really focused on all of the things. I'm a homeschool teacher now and all the things. I really didn't, my goals for 2020 and my goals now, I don't even know what my goals are. Well, it's time to decide. And here's the thing. I don't really want you to focus or start by deciding your goal for October. That's good. That's great. But what's more important is, where do you want to be at the end of the year? Now, it may seem like a long time, but in actual days, it's only about 90 days away. So in the next 90 days, where do you want to be? And where do you want to say your business got by the end of the year? Now, in order to do that, I do believe it's important to have like realistic goals or SMART goals, whatever you want. That's fine. Yes, I'm down with that. But what I know to be true is this: whether you believe in SMART goals, that's an acronym, or you believe in realistic goals, or you believe in shooting for the moon, you must first thing you must do is really rid yourself of the burden of how your first 3 quarters has been. What I mean by that, yes, look at them agnostically. Look at them as it happened. This is what happened in my business. This is what didn't happen in my business. But you need to rid yourself of and just cut yourself off from the pain, the emotion towards it. Because here's the thing that I know to be true. If, let's say, you had a goal where you wanted to hit a certain org volume, let's say you wanted 100,000 org volume in by the end of the year, right? Or let's say in the first 3 quarters, you want to hit that 100,000 org volume, and it didn't happen. And September ended and you didn't get there, or you were going for some title and you needed to get a certain amount of orders or a certain amount of team members, and it didn't happen. Most of us are built in a way where it's not just like, okay, it didn't happen, next, thank you, next. It's like, it didn't happen, and that means I'm not good at what I'm doing, and oh my gosh, should I be doing this? And maybe this doesn't work, and all those things, and it's just sitting on you. It's like that yoke just on you. And here's what I know to be true: if you're feeling that yoke, you're going to be broke, first of all. Sorry, just kidding me. But you're going to have a hard time really making a goal and going for it and succeeding in it for the last quarter. So the first thing you need to do, whether you're one of the type of people that need to write it down and flush it down the toilet or burn it or something outside, not inside, it's time to let go of whatever you're upset about or you're sad about that didn't happen for you in the first 3 quarters. Because guess what? Those days are gone. Those days are gone. They're gone. And more importantly, there's new days ahead. It's a new day. It's a new time. The old has passed away. Yes, I'm quoting songs. And it's time for you to really focus on the next 90 cleanly. Like you're a baby who sees someone walking and goes, okay, I can do that. Not realizing that maybe the feet may be wobbly. And what happens? The baby does it because the baby is determined. Okay. So I need you to get your head in the game, get your head in the game, right? Like High School Musical will say to you, it's time to get your head in the game. The 4th quarter is where the good stuff happens. Forget about what happened in the first half and in the 3rd quarter. It's time to game on for the 4th quarter. I want you pumped up and ready to go because that's what you need to succeed. Okay. Let it go. Let it go. Let the other stuff go and get ready to soar. What is your favorite movie? What's your favorite? Like, are you superheroes? Do you like Disney movies? Do you like, I don't know, do you like romantic comedies? In all of those stories, there are times where the heroine is down and out. But what happens? The world changes. That 4th quarter, good things happen. Good things. And so I want you to decide the last quarter, the 4th quarter of 2020 is going to be the good stuff, where you are the champion, where you are the hero, where it is I will never forget. Now, forgive me, but Scott is a Patriots fan. He's a masshole is what they call them. And I will never forget Super Bowl a few years ago. And it was the Patriots, obviously. I don't remember who they're playing. Doesn't even matter. It was like they were in the Super Bowl so many years back to back. But he was so down because what happened? The Patriots were losing. It was the 4th quarter. And I was like, don't give up faith. Come on. Things can happen. Things can turn around. And lo and behold, they did, didn't they? And who won? The Patriots. It can happen. It doesn't just happen for the Patriots. It happens for you. Did you see the Cowboys game 2 weeks ago? By the time you're listening to this, or 3 weeks ago? Hello. Things can change on a dime. And when they matter most is the fourth quarter. That doesn't mean you just throw away quarter 1, 2, and 3, but you do once you get to the fourth quarter. And when we're done with the fourth quarter, we will do a podcast all about how to make that first quarter amazing. But right now, we are in the fourth quarter of the game, baby. We are ready to go. And if quarters seem odd to you, I'm an Olympic junkie. We are in, right? You have the qualifying rounds, and then the semi, and then you have the finals. And the finals, whether you're Michael Phelps swimming the finals, doesn't matter what you did before. Great, that got you to the finals. But those times you can do the world record or the Olympic record in a qualifying round does not matter, because you got to run that or swim that finals race to your fastest and the best ability to be the winner. And that is what you have an opportunity to do right now. In gymnastics, it's the same thing, right? In gymnastics, you have an opportunity. Yes, you got to qualify, but the finals are what matter. In figure skating, same thing. Okay? So this is your qualifying. You are past the qualifiers. This is the finals, and this is your chance to rock it out. So you're going to make your goal. You're going to make your goal as if you're standing on the top rung, getting your gold medal with the flag of your country, and you're singing the song or whatever it may be, sitting there for the Super Bowl, and you are going to rock it. That's number one. Number two, it's time to write that goal down. Write it down. The one that's in your heart that you're feeling. Then after you've done that and you've written it down, put it everywhere if you like, it's time to make a plan. I mean, well, the goal with a plan is a dream. Yeah, it's true, but I'm not gonna go there, but it's true. Okay, so what is your plan? How are you gonna get there? Now, you know how I feel about holidays. And if you've not listened to my holiday podcast, it was like two ago, you need to. Go ahead and go back and listen to that. And we'll put a link to that on the podcast page, Roxtalks podcast, because 'tis time, my friends, for you to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive in where you're going. What does that mean? And I know for women, like, oh, she's saying be aggro. I don't know if I can be aggro. I'm not saying be like mean. I'm saying be a businesswoman. Men, you're a businessman. I'm not worried about you. Be a businesswoman. Stand in the truth that you have of being a strong businesswoman and get out there and go for it. That means that if you are about to make the sale and someone's asking you, is there a special? And you're, I don't know. I need to talk to my upline and what should I do? Or I need to check. You are the business person. Is there a special you can offer? Is there a gift with purchase? Whatever. I mean, in the confines of course, compliance for your business, but you need to think like a business person. That means knowing your goals. That means knowing where you are in each day. So you know, okay, I am this far away from the end zone. I need to do X, Y, Z to make that happen. It means keeping track of what you're doing on social media on a regular basis, on how you're interacting. It means keeping track of your events. Maybe they're virtual right now. That doesn't mean you can't do it. And if you're like, oh, I can't do a virtual event, that's just not going to be cute. You know what? Nothing about 2020 is cute. It's not cute. It's what you got to do to make this work. If you needed another reason number cajillion about the holiday season starting early, I've heard on good authority that October 1st, Hallmark is starting their Christmas movies because we're starting Christmas earlier. So, and what does that mean? It means we're starting the holiday earlier. Get your head in the game right now and get going. And by the way, if you've not done the holiday strategy workshop that I offer, which is the bomb diggity, I'm telling you right now, you do need to go ahead and get registered for it. Information on the podcast page, or you can go to socialstoriesmembership.com/holiday. You need to get in one. It's going to get your head in the game. Fourth quarter, you are going to decide is your quarter. When it hits triple zeros, you are going to have the ball in the end zone. And if you don't know football, that's a good thing. Okay. So you've got your plan so far. You're going to just remove all the sludge from your mind. You're going to set a goal. Then once you've set that goal, you need to have a plan. If you are looking at your next 3 months and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, then it's not going to work. I'm just letting you know, if you don't have a plan, it's not going to work. So you want to break it down. Once you know what your goal is, then go ahead and decide and divide and conquer and decide what needs to happen in each of the months. Now, here's the thing. I want you to look at the different months and really ask yourself, what do I have going on that might derail other parts of my life that might derail my focus on my business? And what is going on in the world that may derail focus on my business, that may make me seem really, oh, I don't know, tone deaf. If it's November 6th and like, hey, you want to buy a product? Not the time. Not the time, just not the time. So you really want to be conscious of that and make sure that you plan your whatever events you're doing, whatever your messages on social media in a way that is life-giving, that is not tone deaf, that makes people know that you're aware of what's going on and it's timed well. Okay. You want to work on that. Now, why am I telling you to do all these things right now? Because it is worth you sitting down for a day. Now, when I say today, I don't say like 24 hours, but whatever you'd be doing today, it's worth you sitting down and going, okay, rather than doing IPA, whatever I want to call what I do, and my work, I'm going to sit down and work on brainstorming and planning my next 90 days. Again, if you need help with that, come to the strategy session, the holiday strategy session. But decide that you're going to take that time. Now, for those of you who are anxious, you might be like, but was that income producing activity? Well, yeah, it is. It is worth you planning out. Think about it in a game, you take a timeout. It's like you take that time out so that you know how to get the play right so that you can get closer to the end zone. Again, end zone, good thing. Okay. So I want you to take that time and plan it out. You start with the big goal and then you chunk it down. You chunk it down by month. Again, keeping in mind what you have going on and what life might have going on for you. You chunk it down by week. You chunk it down by day. I want you to pay attention to the entire fourth quarter by days. Okay. Can you do that? Can you work that with me? I know you can. Now you're like, oh, Roxanne, that seems like so much. If you plan it ahead, it will work beautifully. It will. And it's okay if it feels clunky. It may be new for you. That's totally fine. But if you think about, listen, if you went to Nordstrom today and you said, Nordstrom, how'd you do yesterday? They wouldn't say, oh, I'm not sure. I got to go check. And I mean, like an executive who's in charge of that. I got to figure out the numbers. I'm not really sure. Nordstrom, what's your goal for the last quarter? I haven't really thought of that. It'd be nice to get a few team members, maybe some business. Nordstrom is not Nordstrom today because of that. They're Nordstrom because they actually have a plan, a vision, a goal, and they know on a daily basis how we doing. And while they are more and more known for, they used to be known for like one sale twice a year, half yearly sale. They do more sales now, don't they? They do them online. Why am I saying that? Because they are juking and jiving to hit those goals. They're not waiting till the end of the first month of quarter and going, we didn't hit. All right, now let's try and figure something out. They are watching and tracking it every single day so that they know at the end of a week, how we doing? How you doing? They know, and they can juke and jive accordingly. You can do the same thing, and you can do it actually so much simpler because you're a body of one. And you can trickle that down to your team and empower them to do it. But if you think about it, a big business, it's hard. When the Titanic, I don't know if this is true, again, because it's been a long time since I saw the movie, and the movie may not be the most accurate thing in the world, although I'm sure Rose is really there. But if you think about it, if you were hypothetically the Titanic, and hypothetically you see the iceberg straight ahead, even if you were paying attention and the captain was there, you're so big that to turn, it could take an entire day. And by the time you turn away from the iceberg, that could be bigger than you thought, you might still nick the side of it. But if you are a little tug boat, I know nothing about boats, clearly, and you see iceberg straight ahead, you're like, zoop, and you're out of the way. You have the ability to juke and jive, don't you? If you have ever been to California and you've driven on the freeways, I live in Southern California. You know that on a freeway, back in the day when the freeways were really packed, they're getting more packed now, but You could be sitting there going literally, oh, snail's pace, maybe -0 miles per hour. And lo and behold, you're the zoop, 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 because the motorcycles are allowed to drive between the lanes. They are on the freeway, which I think is risky, but what do I know? I've never driven. I've been on one once. Thanks, Mom. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. But I've never actually driven one. So they're able to juke and jive. And I just think, oh, they get there so much faster. Why? Because they're smaller. My car has to sit and wait. My car takes time to get around things. You are the motorcycle. You are the tug boat, which is a benefit for you in the fourth quarter if you use it. It's better for you always. So let's get to it. All right, you know your marching orders. I've given you enough to kind of get started with that. If you would like to come to the holiday sales strategy workshop, I think you should. That's really going to give you focus, and the workbook, y'all, is so good. It's so good. Just give you that guide that you can have throughout. But what I want you to do is really take that time out, your team, and figure this out. Don't sit there and go, well, I'm not sure if this is right or that's right. It's not about that. Because with any business, they're going to test it, right? They might even have a consultant that comes in and tells them it's X, Y, Z. But at the end of the day, they've got to try it and they've got to test it and see if it works for them. So don't feel like this has to be perfect. It has to be a plan. You've got to have a plan, and then you can go from there. Okay. And if you do want guidance, I got you. But don't sit there in the malaise or don't sit there in the analysis paralysis, trying to figure out exactly what it needs to look like to make it perfect. Make it yours with your brand in mind, with your business in mind, with, of course, your target market in mind. You've got that. And then go for it. Stop lollygagging around and waiting, and go for it. Anything that any offer or special that your upline puts in there or your corporate puts in there is something you can add to the plan. But you need to have a plan that they are not your plan. They are that, oh, look, we've got that person who came from the sidelines and they're like a powerhouse. Or they're like the magic swimsuit you wear that lets you go a little faster. That's awesome. But that is not the plan. That's that little bit of magic that you put into the plan. Okay. I want to see you guys win the Super Bowl, get the gold medal, stick the landing. You got this. Okay. You've got this. One more thing. No, that's all. You've got this. You do have it. So you've got your plans. You're going to go for it. And if you would, I remember the one more thing. If you wouldn't mind, I would love for you to email me and say, I've got this, Roxanne, or message me on social media, do a story, and just say, I'm working on my plan. I would love to see that. I would love to see you. Fourth quarter is your quarter. Maybe that's what you write. Fourth quarter is my quarter, Roxtalks. I'd love to see that. Okay. We'll be right back with Behind the Scenes. All right, so you're going to be working on your plan. A little bit of behind the scenes for you. I feel like Mindset Moment was wrapped in that, and I really don't want you to get bogged down in technology. That's not going to happen, right? Because you're a tech goddess. But I do want to tell you what's been going on behind the scenes. So when this is recorded, this is the 25th of September when we recorded this episode, which is a week since RBG died. Now, in fact, her memorial is going on right now that I need to go and watch. I got to tell you, that hit me hard. It hit me hard. Most of you know that I was a lawyer once upon a time, appellate lawyer. So I did appeals. What you may not know is my dream, since I was little, since I was 4 years old, was to be a Supreme Court justice. In fact, Sandra Day O'Connor was my idol. And so when things happen in the courts like that, especially Supreme Court, it just takes me back to that passion and longing I had. It takes me back to my law school days. I think, wow, what would it be like right now if I was back at Michigan, University of Michigan Law School, and discussing this with my constitutional law teacher and stuff. And having read so many Ruth Bader Ginsburg opinions, dissents and opinions, and that was my life in law school. Is what we had to do. We all those opinions you hear about, we read them and we analyzed them, and we had exams on them at the end of the semester. And it just took me back there. I cried I cried. I cry with you too, but I I couldn't stop crying and sobbing. All that emotion came up. And all I knew to do was to reach out to one of my law school friends. And we just were texting back and forth, just like, wow. And then to reach out to when I clerked on the Supreme Court of Texas, my fellow clerks there, and just was just like, whoa. It was just really, really hard. Because she's such a giant and all that she did, whether you just watched the movies about her, or you were a notorious RBG fan, or you just love the fact that someone was able to make such an impact on the world. Anyway, so that hit me in a big way. It took me a while to bounce back from that. And bounce is not the right word, but just to stop crying. Literally, my sisters were like, "Are you done crying yet?" I'm like, the next day, I'm like, I'm okay. I just didn't expect all that emotion and that history to come back. But then I launched. I had my launch, of course, for Social Stories. The doors opened this month for only 4 days. And I'm really excited to welcome in a new class of Social Stories members, just to be part of the culture that is such a beautiful community in it. We had the webinar, which was, when something feels really good, that webinar I felt like I was really reaching those who were on the webinar and just really giving them those aha moments to understand why their social media strategy was not working and how to make it work. So that was fantastic. And like I said, we launched all the good things today. I am doing the kickoff celebration for all the new members of Social Stories. And it just reminds me of something I say every single day, every single morning when I do my affirmations and whatnot. I talk about my vision to help and empower network marketers and make a change in the network marketing industry for good, to really empower you to be CEOs. And it makes me so happy and honored and humbled to be able to be a part of that. So this is part of it too, right? This podcast, Roxtalks that you listen to, is part of that. And I want to thank you so much for listening to it every week, or maybe it's your first time. Welcome. Thank you so much. And also, I gotta say, what happened as well this week is I got a little, hey, you are now on Amazon Music. Amazon Music now is podcasts. So if you're an Amazon Music listener, you can now listen to Roxtalks there. And I was like, oh, let me look. And there it is. But even more fun, I'm going to put this video, I think, on the Roxtalks podcast page, because it just made me for a little while, or on this episode, is that when and I got to be quiet because she's going to hear me, but Alexa, if you say, Alexa, play Roxtalks, you got to make sure you make it Roxtalks, she will start playing the newest episode of the podcast, which is so exciting. So I love that. Alexa, stop. See, she heard me, which is so exciting. So you can now just have Alexa play the podcast in whatever room you're in and pick up where you left off. So if you love that, yay. Okay. So that's all for me. I cannot wait to see you next week. Get your fourth quarter game on. And I want to remind you something so very important. You're not ahead. You're not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And I, for one, am so honored that you're right here with me. Thanks so much. And I'll see you next week. Bye.